Next, we're in High Bedrington, and we have the double roundabout from Mount Road leading into Levers Causeway. The examiner will ask you to turn right at the first roundabout and right at the second roundabout. Think of this double roundabout for your position as one complete roundabout. We want to take the third exit to the right along Levers Causeway. So on the approach to the first roundabout, check your centre and right mirror and hang to the right position, the right hand lane of the roundabout. As you enter, hold that position and keep it slow, looking for the two lanes on the roundabout, and aim for the right hand lane at the second roundabout. Check your centre and right mirror again. Remember to give way to the right, and if it's safe and clear, continue around and drift towards your exit and onto Levers Causeway. So keep right approaching the first roundabout, go for the right hand lane at the second roundabout, but remember to give way at the second roundabout if there's any cars to your right. If it's safe and clear, carry on. We're now on the approach to B&Q roundabout, and we're going to be following the sign towards All Docks. A good tip is to follow the sign, or remember All Docks green box. Off the map, it's the third exit right as we're approaching B&Q roundabout, which is traffic light controlled now. And this roundabout is a spiral roundabout, which means the lane we choose on the approach is the lane we keep to as we travel around the roundabout, but it leads us from where we start to the left position by the time we get to our exit. So you can see here, All Docks green box is the right hand lane to begin with. These white signs are telling us which lane to be in. It's not telling us that our exit is the next one coming up. Always on spiral roundabouts, we want to avoid any developing lanes to the right because they will take us back round to where we came from. We've gone past one exit, so we're not leaving yet, but what we'll find is at some point we should be moved by the lane into the middle position. You can see the next signs, whiteboards, are saying green box, middle lane. So we ignore the developing lane on our right, not follow those cars in front of us, and let ourselves drift around to the middle lane, and then that filters and drifts into the left hand lane where you can see the green box is now telling us to be. Just in time for the third exit. So All Docks, green box. See, we filtered off. Our lane leads us to our exit, and we can make progress along this road up to 50. We're now on the Wallasey Dock Road, and the examiner will ask us when it's safe to take the lane on the right. So the speed limit is 50 miles an hour, and we're looking for the line to the right of us to become broken. Check your centre, followed by your right door mirror, and blind spot if you need it. And when it's safe to, filter into the right hand lane. The left lane is going towards the tunnel, which we can use as a learner driver. However, it's not on a test route, so be ready to be in the right hand lane if it's safe to. We're coming to the end of Staunton Road now, and it gets very narrow due to a building in the road. We get a warning sign that the road narrows, and then you can see there's a gate on the left that really makes the road become a single track road. My advice is to be always prepared to give way and kind of keep your speed around second gear, 10 miles an hour. Certain moments where there are passing places where the road widens to allow us to move into to give way to other traffic, or sometimes it widens on the opposite side of the road so that traffic will give way to us. We can see here there's a good line of traffic in front of us, so I wouldn't take the risk of trying to drive through. It would hold up a lot of traffic in the opposite direction, so I'd wait just where there's a lamppost just on the right hand side of the road to allow any traffic from the other direction to filter through until I can see that there's a bit more space ahead of me that I can easily get my car into. If I then see a space, I keep my speed down, I hold it to make absolutely sure it's safe and stay the centre of the lane. I try not to be left at all. There's only enough space for one car to aim for the fresh air until the lane splits again, and then we'll turn right at the end of the road, checking the centre and right mirror. giving an indicator, pausing at the end of the road because there's still a wall to the left that restricts our view, and then we're on our way. So remember, end of Staunton Road, very narrow, be prepared to stop in the passing places and just by the lamppost on the right hand side of the road before the building sticks out in the road. Only move through when you're absolutely sure it's safe and clear, and keep it slow, always ready to stop. We're currently on Upton Road, heading from Morton roundabout going towards Upton itself and Upton Village. We've got a bit of a tricky junction coming up at Morton Spare, which is a little bit unusual compared to most junctions, and it can sort of be a bit confusing with the road signs and markings, so it is a little bit different, something to watch out for. So currently we're going to be following the sign towards Birkenhead, that's where we're going. You'll see a few signs coming up on our left because there's a motorway junction, so we're going to ignore the 2 lanes to our left, and you'll see that Birkenhead on the second map is asking us to use the right hand lane to go ahead, and that quickly flips to a right hand turn just after the first set of lights. So now we're watching the road sign in the middle of the road towards Birkenhead telling us of a right hand turn, and the bollards, the amber boards with the arrows, look how the circle and the arrow tells us to keep left of the amber board. And then we've got our right hand turn at the lights at Morton Spare. Now as you come in here, we've got to look for the amber board again in the bollard, because that bollard is telling us to turn right, not left of the bollard, and that's on purpose because we're going into a one-way street. And then once we're in the new street, check your centre and left mirror and drift it into the left hand lane, blind spot if you want it, heading towards Birkenhead, which at this roundabout is turning left first exit. The thing to watch out for at this roundabout is the exit to the right of us is coming from the motorway, so you'll often find the traffic is travelling at a higher speed towards the roundabout, so just be careful of that as you approach it. But that's how we deal with the right hand turn at Morton Spare. Also, it's still a tricky road. We're on Mill Hill Road heading in towards the centre of Irby Village. Nothing much changed at the moment, but remember, it's about the examiner and their time of their directions. They're not lying to you, they're giving you the full information, but they're looking to see your awareness to the road signs and markings to help you work out where your turn is. So the sat-nav and the examiner will be saying to you about now, at the end of the road, turn right. So what we've got to be aware of is what's an end of road. If we can still see more movement forwards, like into this one-way street, our turn is not the no entry, because that's not an end of road. We can continue forwards into the one-way system, and then this is our end of road. The road ahead is a car park, so that's not classed as a road. We keep all the way over to the right, see the 20 sign, and that's the new thing to watch out for as well. Position ourselves nicely at the end of the road. So we're now in a 20 zone as we emerge out and on our way in this area. So we're on Thingwall Road, but everywhere is a 20 until we see otherwise. It's so easy to come out that road and not see that 20 sign.